Hi. Almost everyone watches me without a subscription. Please support my channel with a subscription. I try for you. Thank you.
Story 1. I quit my job as 911 dispatcher because of the nightmares it gave me. I used to be a police/fire/911 dispatcher, but had to quit because it nearly made me suicidal. I actually had thoughts, but had to drive 40 miles to go to a center/hospital where no one knew me for help. I have nightmares about a few calls I took where the caller killed themselves, shot someone else, or passed away on the phone with me. To this day, a few years after resigning, I still can't listen to a phone ring or sirens go off without having a mild panic attack. I am fairly sure it's a form of PTSD, with flashbacks, nightmares, panic attacks, and an inability to function sometimes, but I'm embarrassed and scared to tell my fiancée or go to a doctor for it. I know there are soldiers out there with real PTSD that deserve help far more than me. I am very good at hiding it though. I also sometimes wait until my fiancée goes to sleep, and I will then go sit and pretty much cry for several hours. It's hell. TLDR, I exhibit a lot of the symptoms of PTSD, but I'm scared to get help for it because I don't think I deserve to be diagnosed with something like this, as in my mind, I was never in any real danger. Update 1 year later. For those of you who still message me about this, no, I did not seek help for my problem. Soon after I made this post, my fiancée left me, citing the fact that I made her miserable. That was a huge blow, because it meant that I was effectively homeless, since I wasn't able to afford rent in our shared home. I was then forced to quit my job, move several thousand miles away, and live in a cot in my grandmother's house. I found that I was massively depressed, homeless, jobless, overweight, and severely suicidal. My ex-girlfriend refused to help, and I was utterly, sincerely, totally alone. But I fought. I couldn't afford treatment, so I went ahead and began exercising my body and exorcising my demons. I fought long and hard to eat right, to not have the urge to end my own life, and to be someone. I ended up losing nearly 120 pounds, getting into the best shape of my life, and kicking my depression in the ass. Today, 1 year later, I'm normal weight, I have a gorgeous new girlfriend, and I recognize that I needed help. So, future reader, let this be a lesson to you. The things you try to hide, the things that can and will destroy you if they get out, will destroy you eventually. Face your demons, fight, fight, fight. Update 2, September 19, 2013. Yes, I still check this account. Thank you to whomever gifted me Reddit Gold. I appreciate it sincerely. Second, and most important of all, the reason I check this account is because it is still generating amazing comments to my inbox. I really do love all of them, and I'm happy to have helped. I'm fighting to get to a better place in my career, and I'm living a very healthy and happy life now. I'm working harder and more focused than I've ever been, and I'm currently down 130 pounds. I ran my first 5K a few months back, and my nightmares and panic attacks have gone away totally. Again, never take the easy way out, folks, because there just isn't one. I'll leave you with my favorite quote. Do not by any means destroy yourself, for if you live you may yet have good fortune. But all the dead are dead alike. C.S. Lewis. Update 3, June 12, 2014. We're engaged. For those of you asking how I am, or giving me encouragement via the PMs, a sincere thank you. There are days where I log into this account, see an orangeard and use the wishes inside as my secret fuel to get through a tough day. I'm down 150 pounds total now, and I jog, bike, hike, and find whatever activity I can to keep myself occupied. I've got a wonderful job in a field that I love, doing all kinds of interesting research, and I'm now the guy in the office that brings in the donuts on Fridays. It's a funny turnaround. Sometimes, my old life seems like it was a bizarre and hazy bad dream, to use the washed-up phrase, but I can't ever forget that it was real, because there are so many lessons that my time in that dark place taught me, and so many lessons I feel like I want to share with others. Finally, there are some things that I never shared with you folks about my story, such as when I mentioned initially that I was living with my grandmother. As tough as that was, 2 months after I moved in, she was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and I helped with her care until the very end. I know I had my problems, but when a dying person that loves you with all of their heart tells you that no matter what, they're proud of you, you can't help but smile and carry on through anything. She passed away a year ago today, hence this post. It's kind of a thank you to her too. My fiancé tells me that I should write a book about this whole thing, so that's what I've started to do. Might as well put that English degree to use, right? I hope someday you'll all get the chance to read it, because so many of you helped to inspire it. Again, thank you all, from the bottom of this heart of mine. Update 4, May 7th, 2016. We just bought a house. I honestly can't believe it. I sat down in the bare living room last night, no furniture yet, and I looked down at my wedding ring, looked around at the house, and broke down into tears. No one in the world, save for you kind folks, and my wife, know how close I was to ending my life. How much I thought that I was nothing. All this work was worth it. It's always worth it. I just wanted to say hi again to everyone. I've been getting quite a few PMs lately, and they are still the most beautiful thing to me. There are so many people all over the world that have similar stories and have come through it all better than before. I guess that's the point of this whole post. Life is what you make of it, and no matter what situation you find yourself in, or what setbacks you face, the only real constant to the whole messy thing is that you haven't failed until you decide that you failed. If you get knocked around, and you find yourself face down, miserable, lonely, and with nothing left, it doesn't have to be the end. It's a weird and funny concept to many people who feel like it can't ever get any better. Trust me, I know what it feels like, but you are truly in control of your own destiny. If you keep hitting dead ends and dark paths, don't give up. Never give up. So, my wonderful friends from all around the globe, I love you. Thank you for joining me on this journey once more, and remember that the journey isn't always easy, but if you want it to be meaningful, that journey is always worth it. Stay tuned. Update 5, December 24th, 2017. Merry Christmas. I wanted to stop by and tell you all that we are still doing great. 5 years later, and it looks like the changes I made an effort to create in my life are permanent. Those changes are not holding fast because of me, it's because of the support system I set up around me. My habits, my hobbies, etc., all keep me occupied and mindful. Yes, I still have bad days, and yes, I still have days where I need to make a conscious effort to be positive, but it's always so worth it. I really just wanted to come in and tell every last one of you that 5 years ago I was alone on Christmas Eve, crying on a ratty couch, watching A Christmas Story alone, wondering what life is all about. Today, I'm sitting here with my wife, a pair of dogs, a fire, in our house, contemplating how close I was to the end, and how I can help folks in the same spot right now. You, if you're reading this, you really do fit in somewhere. I know you do. Out there, in this great wide universe, is someone or something that needs you right now. It might be hard to see it, and you may think it's impossible to ever find it, but you just need to try. Try for yourself, your family, or for that someone that could use you and what you bring to the world right now. I know that even at your lowest point, you can still be a beacon to other people. I know, because some of you, even at your lowest points, have dropped me quick messages to just say thanks, and they always make me smile, they always help. There's some really, really amazing people in this world. Merry Christmas, all. P.S. Yes, I'm still writing that book. Today, I'm sitting here with my wife, a pair of dogs, a fire, in our house, contemplating how close I was to the end, and how I can help folks in the same spot right now. You, if you're reading this, you really do fit in somewhere. I know you do. Out there, in this great wide universe, is someone or something that needs you right now. It might be hard to see it, and you may think it's impossible to ever find it, but you just need to try. Try for yourself, your family, or for that someone that could use you and what you bring to the world right now. I know that even at your lowest point, you can still be a beacon to other people. I know, because some of you, even at your lowest points, have dropped me quick messages to just say thanks, and they always make me smile, they always help. There's some really, really amazing people in this world. Merry Christmas, all. P.S. Yes, I'm still writing that book. Merry Christmas, Reddit. Thank you, again, for helping to save my life. I mean it. You're all a part of it. I love you for it. Merry Christmas, all. Story 2. I have a massive crush on my transbian neighbor. I love trans women. Generally, I don't like to differentiate trans women and cis women as I believe we are all just women, but I wanted to talk about trans women specially because y'all need more love. I was talking to one of my very dear friends just now, who is a trans woman, and found myself incredibly thankful that I know her. She is one of the most gentle and kindest people I've met, and she is so freaking pretty, love. Also, I have a neighbor that lives right across the hall from me, and we're both lesbians. She's a transbian. After I invited her over to my place for a Yuri anime night, I am starting to develop a crush on her and low-key to know how to handle it TVT. She's also so pretty and has more style than I do. I know that I'm incredibly lucky to be born as a cis woman, and I will never understand what it is exactly like to be a trans woman. However, I'm thankful that trans women exist, or well, I'm just glad women exist, both cis and trans, because I love loving them as women. I love forming such close-knitted relationships with them, and I wouldn't be able to do that, at least, not in the same way, if they weren't able to live as a woman, or well, if they weren't women, period. What can I say? I'm a woman lover after all. Also, I need advice because my crush and I have weekly anime nights, but I want to talk to her more. So far, I have baked cookies, and that allowed me to talk to her for 15 minutes on a Sunday night. I need more than that though. Should I ask for her number, or is that too forward? Or is it more forward that I literally knock on her door to talk to her because I don't have her number? Edit. Holy moly, that is a lot of comments, but I love reading and responding to them. If I miss yours, please know it's not intentional. I will definitely ask for my neighbor's number within the next few days. I also wanted to mention that we might do a D&D campaign together with a few other neighbors, but we'll see how that works, smiley face. Also, whoever the hell is down voting some of the comments can go fuck themselves, because there is no reason to be so hateful towards the kindest people on the planet. Edit 2. Also, for the people asking which anime we watched, I answered this in another comment, but we'll copy-paste the response. We finished the first season of The Witch from Mercury. I love it so much cause one of the female leads is very socially awkward, but is incredibly good at combat, which is super cool. We started a second anime that is airing called The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. You can really count on the long-ass titles for Yuri anime. I really like it so far because it's honestly very straight to the point, and it might be one of the most in-your-face lesbian anime I've watched in ages. While I trust my neighbor's taste in anime, I also want to hear some more Yuri recommendations if y'all have any. Update. Hi, I'm the girl that has a massive crush on her transbian neighbor, and this is sort of an update post about everything that has happened. So, I have her number now. TVT, we don't really text other than to set up our Yuri nights. It's just a bit awkward texting, but I'm still glad I have her number. I also told my roommate and my friends about my crush on her, and they say that she may like me back because she often lingers around me. But today I went to IKEA and got a blahage that I want to gift her for Valentine's Day. I'm thinking of getting a flower, attaching it to the shark, and then giving it to her. I was thinking of confessing my feelings on Valentine's Day, but if that's the right day to confess? When I should thuff we read definitely a lot closer and talk about NSFW things, mostly sex ed or just simping over celebrities, very easily. Though she made a small comment about wanting a girlfriend, and I was internally like that could be ME, so TVT, help? Update, I'm planning to confess to my crush on Friday. I already bought a blahage for her that I plan to give on Valentine's Day. I bought two actually, one for my friend whose birthday is today actually and I wanted to get another for my crush since I was already at IKEA. I'm really nervous about everything because I don't really think she likes me back. She's part of a queer club at school and mentioned how she found a girl at the club really cute, but she did mention that girl was already in a relationship, so she doesn't have anyone to be with during Valentine's Day. I only found this out yesterday, so how to feel about everything. I realized that I'm not too close with my crush at the moment, but I also really like hanging out with her, and I really want to spend Valentine's with her. I only recently got her number, and she's also really busy with school too. She did send me a meme today, and I sent her a video of Blahaj being cute, and she liked that. I don't want to really mess this up because we're literally next door neighbors, and I really enjoy our weekly Yuri anime nights. Also, she invited me to the queer club that she goes to, and I feel nervous about asking her if I can go with her. I still want to give her the Blahaj, though, even if I get rejected, because she will like the lil blue short TVT. It's me again, the useless lesbian who has a crush on her transbian neighbor. Today is D-Day. After our anime night, I will tell her how I feel and ask her if I could be her Valentine. I don't particularly care about Valentine's Day. I'm content with being single, but I still really like her and want to spend the day with her if possible. She's so cool and cute, and I also told her I would do her makeup, and maybe it'd be cute doing that on Valentine's Day. I have been thinking about her face all day, totally not because I like her, but because I am trying to figure out what makeup techniques to use on her face, especially since I'm a darker skin tone than her, so what I have may not suit her face. Update: essentially, after I slid the note under, it flew out. Her door, she knocked on my door asking to talk to me. My lovely roommate told me to pretend she wasn't here and jumped under her covers, but we ended up deciding to head up the roof for a very nice and intellectual conversation about our feelings. I decided to take my glasses off and sat by the bottom of the staircase while she sat on top. Then we talked about our feelings, and we're going on a date on the 14th. Honestly, my brain is mush at the moment. TVT, I know she's reading this right now. I'm also terrified she's gonna read my other posts now. LMAO, but she is very pretty, and very cute. Knowing that she's reading this is making it harder to be honest. Wahaha. Anyways, I'm going to bake so many more cookies for her. OWO. Also, to everyone else on the subreddit who has been keeping up to date with everything, thank you for giving me wonderful advice and wishing me the best with this. It has helped ease my anxiety a lot, and I love reading all the comments. For those telling me that she may come across my posts, you were definitely right. LMAO. But it was honestly really funny during this time, and I will once again be an avid lurker of the subreddit. You're all so wonderful, Thank you for hyping me up. So much for my last post being a final update. I just want to keep talking about my cute neighbor because there's a lot on my mind, and I have the strongest urge to share a lot. I will try my best to retain some details just for privacy's sake, but I have some very fun things to say. Yesterday was genuinely one of the best Valentine's Day ever, but first, let me talk about the day before. So I made brownies for all my housemates, and I asked if they wanted one. Since I make the best brownies, they obviously said yes, and stopped by. Well, one thing led to another, and we were cuddling on my tiny twin-sized bed for 2 hours. They would caress my face and hair as I just laid there with my eyes closed. Then they asked me, "Can I boop your nose?" I replied, "Of course." Then a few minutes later they ask, "Can I peck your cheek?" And I tell them, "Yes." Then we just have the most intense staring contest, and they finally ask, "Can I kiss you?" And then we made out for 30 minutes, to the point where they was late to a rehearsal. I should also mention in the middle of our makeout session, they just looked at me and said, "I think I like you more than as a friend," and I'm like, "Well, no shit, Sherlock." Anyways, yesterday was Valentine's Day, and we made plans to eat some Indian food for lunch, but our classes ended at around 3 to 4 p.m., so we decided to get something for dinner instead. We both wore cottagecore as we decided to visit a rose garden. On the way there, we got Korean corn dogs that were so freaking good, and then continued to walk to the garden. Apparently roses are out of season, but it was still really nice, and they laid on my lap as I attempted to play the kazoo in the middle of a bunch of rose bushes. Then they tried to play it, and the wax paper in the kazoo flew out. LMAO. Eventually, we went back home and we both stood outside our doors awkwardly. I asked if I could come over to their place, and they let me in. Then we were just standing there until they asked, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I dunno, what do you want to do?" And they replied, "I dunno, what do you want to do?" We both got on their bed and we first decided to watch something on Netflix. But one thing led to another and we skipped the Netflix part of Netflix and chill, essentially. I got absolutely railed by my crush last night and it was awesome and I can't walk, which means they did their job right. I am, not very, sorry to my neighbors who heard me last night. After a 3-hour chilling session, we got pizza and slept. It was so freaking lovely waking up next to them. They had to leave early to attend a lab and they also looked so hot with a ponytail. JFKDJFKDJKANYWAYS. I left a little before my class started at noon and decided to drop off a few stuffed animals on their bed so they can come home to a few new friends after class today. I still can't believe what happened last night really happened, but I'm so freaking ecstatic. Also, I bet they're reading this very post. If you are, then hello cutie patootie, hope you have a lovely day and enjoy your new little stuffy friends. I also randomly forgot to mention, but they got me violets for Valentine's Day, even though they were given such a short notice. I confessed on the 12th. They called a ton of floral shops and went somewhere kind of far to get me violets. I have watered it today and it is hanging out by my windowsill along with a few plushies.
Please subscribe, leave comments, rate videos, and click the bell not to miss my videos.